And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 597. Today is Monday, September 21st, and I'm King, here to bridge the gap between the community and crypto. Usually every day, Monday through Friday. I know we've been on hiatus the last few weeks. Definitely will be talking about that and catching up with some of the news stories you've missed. And by the way, let's go ahead and mention those top stories of the day. Of course, Uniswap. Uniswap launches their new governance token a few days ago. We all know what happened with that. The IRS offers a $625,000 bounty to anyone who can break Monero on Lightning. Crypto whale warns of growing DeFi scams as another protocol exits market with funds worth $20 million. PayPal integration bridges fiat. Crypto gap for Bitflyer Europe users. DeFi celebrities charged. And last but not least, pandemic has accelerated adoption of digital currency, says the ECB president. But first and foremost, let's go ahead and take a look at those prices. Another bloody Monday, as we have often seen here in the market. And one of the primary reasons, folks, we've been on a hiatus because we knew nothing was going to change, right? We keep telling you all the time. One thing I said leading up into September 1st was that, since we weren't getting these checks anymore, a lot of United States folks weren't getting their unemployment checks, or at least not in the same amount as they previously had, where the government was giving out $600 like a week or something like that, whatever it was, I believe. When that wasn't happening, my guess was that the price was going to dip. We did see the price dip going into September 1st to the 8th from what I saw. We did see that price rebound quite aggressively. Of course, once the Uniswap governance token was launched. But as we're seeing now, it is retracing again. And this is about the same price we had it at almost, majority of the year. At least for the last few months, we've been at about $10,200, right? Just stuck there for the longest. So positive is that we're stuck at $10,000, or today, $10,398 for Bitcoin, down 4.27%. Ethereum's at $340.27, down 8%. Ripple's at 23 cents, down 6.18%. Chainlink at $8.58, down 13.5%. Stellar is at 6 cents, down 8%. Litecoin at $43, down 7.78%. And let's see, who else do we have on here? And Monero, since we'll be talking about them, is at $86.38, down 5.89%. So again, by and large, for the most part, if you missed some buy-in times, this is still a good time. The dollar cost average. A lot of people are saying that they think we will continue to rebound. We'll see this bull run continue. It's been continuing for a while, though. So, again, I wouldn't be surprised to see a slight drop again, maybe 9,800, 9,900 right before it rebounds and the buyback orders kick back in, pushing that price right back up to 10,800 or so right before we see another dip. So, again, Bitcoin, crypto's doing what it's done all year, what it always does. But, again, we're kind of at the same price point as we have been. What's going on, Tiffany from New York? Crypto Culture, Tony Nolly, Maurice Parks, PFC Wells, Wired Sparks. Hello, hello, hello. All right, top story of the day. As I mentioned, of course, this is one of the big ones last week. And I have to be honest with you all. We speak nothing but truth here when we can. I missed out on the Uniswap launch, on the new governance token. I was running around. I was busy. I didn't have time to pay attention to a lot of crypto. And I missed out on it, and I'm upset I missed out on it because looking at all of my friends' statuses and posts when they were coming out, it sounds like the majority of them get a free stimulus check. And that's what it looks like. As this article is saying, Uniswap stole the show. This was last week when it announced it was launching Uni, its very own governance token. A total of 1 billion tokens will exist, and anyone who has ever used the platform can claim 400 of them. So essentially, we're looking at another airdrop. Free tokens, free money. If you want to save it, sell it, whatever, it's supposedly free, right? Thousands came forward to accept their reward. Again, some of my friends included. I got to see some of their the amounts they made from the tokens that they had. And at one point, the airdrop was worth a cool $3,356. Not bad considering each token was initially priced at $3. That is crazy, people. At one point, you could receive an additional $3,300. I mean, crypto is doing things our government can't even do for us. This is crazy. Within a single day, Uni was listed on more than a dozen exchanges and had driven $1.8 billion in trading volume. Binance added to the excitement by announcing support for the token just 90 minutes after it went live. So again, We talk about getting listed on these platforms and what it takes. This was a great marketing plan. If you're talking about launching a token and all simultaneously being basically, for the most part, simultaneously within a day, a 24-hour span, being listed on simultaneous platforms or on multiple platforms. I mean, what happened is what would happen, right? You'll see a sudden spike. And then what we also saw, of course, was a sudden sell-off for people who had already been prepared for this. Now, again, people are saying these uni prices rallied to highs of $8.60. Although the token has since had a correction, many people believe that it could be worth many billions in the long term. So people are still, again, dollar cost averaging into it. They're still buying it. They don't think that just because a dip after the sale is over. And again, you can see here one crypto user, Crypto Medici, is saying on Twitter, Uni could be worth $3 to $5 billion conservative. Still extremely undervalued. Token distribution was genius, and many that sold will FOMO back when we break $1 billion. Now, I can't agree on the part where this, if they continue trending in a good direction, the project continues to do well, then I agree. It can do nothing but go up. However, the time it takes for it to go up, let's not be confused. Just because they had their big boom that came out, everybody talked about them, they're in the news. But again, a lot of these projects sometimes take 2 years before they really get off their feet. So while the hype is good right now, and while everybody's paying attention to it, again, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this in about 8 to 12 months. Once it's a new coin or a new thing on the block, it's a new airdrop on the block. Because as we've seen in this space, literally every 6 months is almost like the new Rockstar kid, new program, the new project that's supposed to take over and be the next big thing. And it rarely happens, at least not in the timing that they think is going to happen. So we'll see. Crypto culture said unicorn money. I know, right? Uniswap, unicorn swap is what they need to call it. Smash that like and share. What's going on? Cool Works from Atlanta. And I had this article further down, but let's go ahead and jump on this since we're talking about it. Where are we? Oh, I can't even find it actually anymore. There it is. Crypto whale warns of growing DeFi scams as another protocol exit market with funds worth $20 million. Now, I can see this article came out a couple weeks ago, September 10th, by Bernice over at zycrypto.com. It looks like a new liquidity mining pool DeFi project, YFDexF.finance, has exited the market after defrauding investors of $20 million in total funds locked into a protocol. It looks like they conducted a 2-day advertising campaign on different platforms, including Twitter, Telegram, promised giveaways for retweets and hashtags. Of course, everyone got excited. Investors rushed to leverage their funds, as this article says, in this new yield farming protocol. And of course, it turned out that this was all fake. It looks like the Medium story, the website, the Twitter, and the Telegram that had been used to lure investors had all been deleted with a promise to pay any of its social media promotion giveaways. Now, again, this is crazy to see. We saw this in 2017 when it came to the ICO scams, where literally you would see ICO projects that you thought had everything covered from A to Z, had all the marketing down. They were on every platform, the Mediums, the Twitters, the YouTubes, and literally after the token sale, after the exit scam happened, they would just scrub everything. I mean, you couldn't find a trace of them online, which in 2020, that's extremely difficult to do, right? So these were some sophisticated scams. We're seeing that again here in the DeFi market, which to me brings up the story I just brought up, where you're talking about Uniswap, or you're talking about whatever big project that has all the publicity and it has all the marketing behind it at the time of it, and everyone's hyped and excited about it. We've seen this. We saw this in the ICO craze, and even to today, it's only a handful of ICOs from 2017 that you can even name that are still doing decent. So I bring this up because, again, I think we're seeing the same patterns, the same trends here. The DeFi market, you're talking about Uniswap, you're talking about how excited everyone is. And again, I'm not knocking any of these projects or platforms, but what I am saying is, as an investor, make sure you're being a little bit more realistic, because if these things do take off, like we hope they will. The one Crypto Medici was talking about the Uniswap and how much it could be worth, the market, right? If those things take off, you have to be crazy to think regulators would not start to put their hands all in the mix, right? Oh, y'all over here cooking? Y'all almost done with dinner? Oh, well, let me go ahead and add this special seasoning to it and stuff. It's like, no, the table's been set. The food is out. Don't add anything else. Regulators cannot help but to add a little bit of their special seasoning to the mix. It's going to happen. And that's why, unfortunately, I have been a bit more pessimistic when it comes to some of these projects that get all this hype around them, because it's like, hey, we think everything's going to go smooth. We think it's going to go untouched. But one of the biggest groups that are going to just nudge their way in will be government and regulators. And we know that can change the entire trajectory of a project. So, again, something to think about. It looks like Edwin IT is asking, has anyone had problems withdrawing tokens off Uniswap? So, definitely something to consider. Quick break. I want to mention this. I'll mention it again at the end of the show. Shout out to one of our crypto warriors, Minho Donahue. I have his link in the description box at the end of the video. I'll make sure I'll put it at the top. But Minho has started Bitcoin clothes, right? All type of Bitcoin gear. He sent over this Bitcoin hoodie and another one. I had to tell you people, we don't promote too many different things on here, but we love to promote and rep our crypto warriors. I gotta give them props. This hoodie is super small, super soft. Soft as I don't know what, super smooth. I look good, and I was wearing it in my jeans all weekend. I was channeling my inner Bitcoin Zay, walking around Beverly Hills, going to stores. I bet some people actually thought I was him at first. No, this guy's okay. All right, they thought I was him. So I'm channeling my inner Bitcoin Zay. Again, this is from Minho Donahue. If I remember correctly from looking at the website, it was all types of shirts, hoodies, face masks. So again, I'll put that in the link, and we'll talk about it again at the end of the show. But thanks for the hoodie. Again, I've been needing more Bitcoin gear. I've been screaming out on this show. Haven't been able to find it, and you are picking up where a lot of people left off. So thanks again for that. All right. DeFi celebrities charge and kiss. Bad crypto news of the week. So this is from the Bad Crypto podcast with Joe and those guys over there. If you remember, they also do World CryptoCon. That's the podcast that primarily hosts that event as well. We met them while we were there. A couple of great guys. And they basically had a digest wrapped up of everything that's been going on. But the thing I wanted to pay attention to were the celebrities that were getting in trouble from the ICO craze from 2017. Now, something we've talked about more than one occasion as regulators have been going after those 2017 ICOs. Remember, they went after Reggie Middleton, was it beginning this year or last year, for his Veritasium, and then Paxos and the government 2 days later came back around and launched the same project he had already launched, which they tried to fine and arrest him for, which is crazy. But it looks like they're going back and they're still going through that long list. We know Mayweather had been under scrutiny, legal scrutiny from the SEC as well, from his ICO participation. I think DJ Khaled was involved, Jamie Foxx was involved, all different types of names. And it looks like the SEC is going after more. Rapper T.I. has been charged with promoting a fraudulent cryptocurrency offering. Brock Pierce was also served legal documents. If you remember, we have Brock Pierce on here talking about his presidential run for securities fraud as part of an action against Block One. And Chef Nomi, this is actually a story I had up. We didn't go live on a week or so ago, but Chef Nomi from the Sushi Swap, people thought he stole a lot of money and then he returned it. So it's like, well, you stole it and you gave it back, or did you not steal it? What happened, right? But Chef Nomi was in the news after he returned $14 million of Ethereum or Ether to Sushi Swap's development fund after he had taken the funds from a $27 million kitty after giving control of the project to FTX Exchange CEO Sam Bankman-Fried. So that was a whole entirely different story where they took all the money and then they was, oh, just kidding, guys. We're actually just working on transferring it. To me, it looked like an exit scam was happening, and they were caught in the middle of the scam. I mean, it looks like they were caught leaving the door, and like some cash fell out their back pocket, and somebody behind them was like, "Hey, what are you doing with $100 bills in your pocket?" Right? So that money was returned. It looked like things worked out. But again, the point of this story is that celebrities are continuing to be charged by the SEC. They're not playing that game. And again, if they're going after celebrities, they're going after these targets, people who have nothing to do with crypto. The only thing they really did was probably try to make a quick buck while promoting something, as they do with most products. If the SEC, again, is going after them, you better believe they're going to be going after the likes of Uniswaps and everything else under the sun. That is why I just want to make sure we're paying attention from an investment standpoint to timelines and to actual, chances of things happening in the way the project roadmap sees them happening. Let's see. PFC Wells said, bro, the TI situation is a tax write-off and they just using name clout to scare people. That I do agree with. I felt the same way when they were going after, who was it? When they were going after Floyd Mayweather and Jamie Foxx and all them, like, these people don't know what they signed up for. I mean, should they have done it? No, we know that. But they don't know what they signed up for. And if anything, if you're going to go after everyone, I want to see you go after Ellen And that 70s show, I can't think of his name right now, when they were over there talking about Ripple and everything on Ellen, right? Giving it to each other and all that good stuff. You just can't go after some people that said to go into an ICO, but not others who are actively on a full hour episode promoting a coin, right? But in general, I agree with PFC Wills, Trek. They're just going after big names to scare the people who are actually in crypto, right? They know these big names aren't hitting projects, aren't the CEO, aren't on the board or advisors. They're literally just names and faces to push this out for popularity reasons, right? They want to acquire as many customers as possible. So we know these people aren't the ones responsible for these ICOs and stuff, but the government is going after them to make an example to everyone else in the space that, hey, we'll do this to people with money, we'll do this to people with clout, and we will definitely do it to you, someone no one knows about. So yeah, that is true. Lucky Lloyd says lots of scams in the physical and digital world. That's a good point, Lucky Lloyd. Before we do talk about DeFi scams or ICO scams or whatever, that is very true. There's just as many, if not more, scams in the regular world as well. So we can't hate on a crypto scam. That's true. Maxwell O'Keefe said, I happened to use Uniswap while playing CryptoKitties months ago. Got that 400 Uni airdrop yesterday. Immediately swapped to 5.5 Ethereum. Big come up. There we go, Maxwell. Hey, hand clap for Maxwell and some of the other crypto warriors who were able to capture that Uni drop again. At its peak, that was a free $3,356. I mean, we are in COVID right now, pandemic. People are out of work. How many Americans could use a free $3,300 airdrop? I mean, I would assume the overwhelming majority, right? That's crazy. Let's see. Edwin was saying he heard MetaMask was mandatory in order to use Uni. Sent a small test amount to my MetaMask wallet. There we go. Check it out to see. Let's see. The amount didn't go because it was so small, possibly. He didn't continue, but it could be wrong. Okay, cool stuff. Let's see. Tiffany from New York. Okay, we're talking about crypto culture. There we go. Trek said go after Jamie Dimon. That's what I'm talking about. You're going after all these different ICOs, and that was messed up. The SEC charged Rapper T.I. promoting a fraudulent crypto offering, right? Well, when are we going to charge Jamie Dimon for calling all of Bitcoin fraudulent, which he did on a symposium stage in front of thousands of investors to a worldwide audience? He told everyone Bitcoin was a fraud while he was holding crypto meetings literally the same day and time, his company. So you're right. If we were going to charge anyone, we should be charging him for basically trying to destroy the entire market, right? Yeah, CNBC, go after them to live. We got a whole list of people we can go after. Speaking of people going after people, IRS, right? The IRS offers a $625,000 bounty to anyone who can break Monero and Lightning. Well, oh my goodness. $625,000 of taxpayer money is going to go to anyone who can break Monero and Lightning. Where do I begin with this? All right. First of all, $625,000 of taxpayer money. I don't want to go to some computer guy who's trying to break a code because the U.S. wants to control all the money on the planet. No, I want that $625,000 to go to, I don't know, figuring out who killed Jeffrey Epstein since he didn't commit suicide. Maybe going toward the killers of Breonna Taylor. I don't know. There's so many more ways I would love to see $625,000 spent than to see a digital currency get cracked. Second thing, and the most important, this goes to show how much the government and the IRS still don't know about crypto. You're offering someone less than $1 million to break. I mean, I don't even know what the market cap is for Monero, so I don't want to just throw a number out there, but I'm assuming it's hundreds of millions of dollars, right? If someone could break Monero or Lightning, it makes no sense for them to give that to the IRS. I mean, you talking about licking boots. You have to be like the most responsible citizen out there. It's like you get away with hacking, or you get away with robbing Fort Knox, but you bring all the gold to the police station up the street to say, hey, just let you know I was able to do this. Like, no, you're talking about money that can change countries. So I highly doubt there will be anyone out there to take up this offer, or anyone who does take up this offer. I highly doubt that they'll actually do it, because people who are actually on the Monero network, you talk about Fluffy Pony and all these guys, right? They have way more than $625,000. So if you're going to start offering games like this, bounties like this, and games to try to crack these codes, the developers are going to go right back around and say, hey, I know most of us work on this for free, but we do need help. We have money in our own pockets as well, and we have the knowledge and we have the resources to call on more people to make sure this isn't possible. So I think this is a waste of money. I think this is a waste of time. And even more, if the IRS is doing this, that means they have a crypto division, a crypto task force where they're specifically going after things like this, because they're only announcing Monero and Lightning. You think on the underground, on the government side, they're not trying to break into Bitcoin, or if they already haven't done it right. And I just think in totality, it's a waste of money. It's a waste of money for the IRS working on it. It's a waste of money to have this bounty. It's just a waste of taxpayer money all the way around. And to be fair, you're talking about market manipulation. This could be seen as market manipulation at IRS. Why are you just hacking Monero? Why aren't you hacking Zcash, their competitor? Why aren't you hacking whatever other privacy coins are out there that are competitors? That could be seen to me as market manipulation. You're going after one or two coins or projects when they have competing coin or projects. How do I know the guys, no offense, I'm not saying this happened, but how do I know people from Zcash who have government contacts, which many of us do, didn't make that phone call to IRS? It's like, hey, can you put some pressure on Monero for us? I don't know. So again, I think this is a waste all around, and it's kind of showing again, the United States government has no clue how to tackle the crypto problem as they see it. So again, IRS has offered a bounty up to $625,000 to anyone who could break the purportedly untraceable privacy coins such as Monero, as well as trace transactions on Bitcoin's Lightning network. Again, this official proposal published last week says the IRS will accept submissions in the form of working prototypes until September 16th, so that passed. If accepted, applicants will receive initial payment. If accepted, applicants will receive an initial payment of $500,000. So again, if you're even our government's about to get hustled again. I mean, basically, we're about to get policed again. So if you're even accepting to it, you get the 500K. They give you 150K, but you can't actually do it. So the 500K actually gives you money to develop the resources to hack into Monero. So again, I go back and ask the government, you think there is no private citizens or groups of people out there with $500,000 and some developers trying to crack in Monero? Again, waste of money, waste, fraud, and abuse, as we say in the military. This is a perfect example of it. And this is why, you want to talk about something we want to develop. I'll spend $625,000 to develop an app to see where our tax money go to, because this is the BS I am not with. But again, that's the IRS. If you're a developer and you're interested in joining up with the United States gang here, IRS, here's where you can do it at on betasam.gov. Basically, you just Google pilot IRS crypto tracing, and I'm sure it'll come up. And this is as real as it gets, people. As you can see, this is out. This is out. Classification here, you can see that, the description. This ended again Wednesday the 16th. This is happening, people. And this was scary to me. This is crazy to me. These are the public ones. I want to know what the private ones are that we don't even hear about probably. All right, let me look at a couple of comments. Let's see. Tony Nolly said the government paying a hacker to attack a private company sounds like a legit use of tax money. Exactly. You're paying a hacker to attack essentially a private company or private project, right? It doesn't get any grimier than that. And to me as a citizen, that scares me. What happens if I come up with the next big thing to make, could you imagine the government was this draconian and they knew what Facebook would become? If the government knew what Facebook would become, it would already be owned by the government, which I'm sure they have some interest in. But it will already be owned by the government. So that scares me as a citizen and innovator, because I don't want to make the next big thing and think I'm about to walk my way into autonomy and financial freedom just to get that big tap on the shoulder that says, no, like either you play ball with us or we'll hire private citizens to come after your company. Again, using your own taxpayer money will do that. So again, a lot of craziness when it comes to this. But we've seen this from the government here in this space. They don't like crypto. They don't like the space, and they're not being secretive about it. It's just what it is, right? Let's see. Edwin IT said, at minimum, to possibly get someone to even think about it, add a zero to that Monero price. Exactly. If you want anyone to consider doing this and actually having it done real, it's $6 million, $2 million, $3 million. You offer someone a regular pay, like a developer who can hack Monero, they can go get a job where they can be a developer for $500,000 a year and get a couple $100,000 in bonuses. Like you can go to Google and do that. So again, it's just not adding up and it's showing you how far they are when it comes to actually knowing what they're talking about in space. All right, now for some better news stories, I guess. I guess shout out PayPal. They don't get a hand clap because they've been pushing back for the longest. But PayPal integration bridges fiat to crypto gap for Bitflyer Europe users. That is right. Bitflyer Europe has added one more fiat deposit option, whereas it looks like the European subsidiary of Bitflyer, one of the largest Japanese crypto exchanges, has integrated PayPal deposits on their platforms. It looks like the official announcement calls Bitflyer's integration with the internet payment giant a significant move in bridging the gap between the fiat and crypto world for European users. So again, Bitflyer is basically allowing you to use your PayPal account to buy crypto on their platform. Now, it's something that's important because we've talked about this more and more, how PayPal initially was a bit resistant to cryptocurrency like most companies were. And to be fair, I will say I don't think PayPal was resistant on their own. I think they got an early tap on the shoulder from the government where it was like, hey, you just were allowed to become PayPal. If you're ready to throw that all away, go to Bitcoin, right? So I think they've been, I think their hesitancy may have not all the way came from themselves more than it did come from regulators. Again, I know they faced some hurdles opening up and launching PayPal. So I can only imagine them being like, I'm not trying to go through this same hurdle, this same fight for a new thing on our platform where we can kind of wait it out and maybe be second or third to have it, not necessarily first. But I say all that to say it is coming, right? PayPal is doing this integration with crypto exchanges now. This is just one more base hit, one more step closer to that mass adoption. I think it won't be long, possibly before the end of the year, depending on regulations, when we see you, when we see you're able to actually buy Bitcoin straight from PayPal, right? I think we'll see that soon. I think the biggest holdup on that is regulations. And speaking of that, I don't even have the story pulled up today, but if I remember correctly, Kraken actually just got a United States bank charter. So Kraken is a bank, right? A cryptocurrency exchange is officially a bank. If I remember seeing that story right. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments, of course. But I think I saw that story over the past week or so. So if that is true and they're officially giving bank charter licenses to banks, on the flip side, we can see digital companies like PayPal begin to get their whatever license or regulatory approval there is to list Bitcoin on their platform. So we'll see when it happens. All right, and last but not least, something that should be obvious, but definitely wanted to talk about it more because here in Los Angeles, it's accelerating even faster. But pandemic has accelerated adoption of digital currency, says the ECB president. EU residents, European Union, are becoming more comfortable with digital and contactless payments. The pandemic has seen consumers adopt digital payments in increasing numbers, and the trend was accelerating, said the president of the European Central Bank, Christine Lagarde. Now, we know Christine Lagarde has talked about having the CBDC, central bank digital currency, as well as she has followed cryptocurrency the last few years, right? She's actively followed it. She said the pandemic has served as a catalyst, accelerating the transition towards a digital new normal. Lagarde stated a vast majority of consumers expect to continue to use digital services as often as they do now or even more often. Now, again, I want to talk about this because not only do I think it's true, I know it's true. I'm seeing it in real life. I'm sure some of you are seeing it. If you're in smaller cities, towns, or regions, I can understand. But again, when you talk about LA and New York, two of the biggest cities on the planet, we're getting a lot of technology quicker than a lot of other people. So from what I've seen since the pandemic started, contactless payment is all the way up, right? Like in LA, I would say almost, just anecdotal off the top of my head, 70%. I would say 7 out of every 10 places, 6 out of every 10, maybe 60%, 6 out of every 10 places, there is no cash happening. You better have your Apple Pay turned on, your card, something. They're not accepting cash. Not only are they not accepting cash for germs, but we've also had that national coin shortage for I don't know how many months now. So there's no change either. A lot of these places, they're telling you from the jump, they're like, whatever you give us, we giving you back in dollars. We don't have no change. So good luck, right? And a lot of places, since they don't have change, they just stopped it totally. They're just like just cashless payment. So whether this is by design or just happened like this is a good thing for digital payments. Specifically, Christine Lagarde is talking about it because this is a good thing for central bank digital currencies or CBDCs. But people are getting used to it. They're getting more comfortable to it. Your grandma who didn't know how to use her cell phone and buy stuff off of a QR code at the grocery store, she has no choice now in some places. Like they have no choice. They don't care how old you are. You're about to learn how to use this technology. So the good thing is this is the push I think we needed. In a lot of places, as I just mentioned, They don't care how old you are. We ain't got no cash. You better learn how to use your cell phone, your payment plans, or your debit card or whatever, right? I think that's a great thing because it's forcing people to learn new technology. And once this shift does happen and more people do go to this, contactless payments, if it does continue, people are saying this pandemic may continue going through 2021. We may not be normal until 2022. Well, if this continues all next year, after a full year and a half of not using cash, most people aren't going back to cash. It's just not happening, especially if people continue to be shook about germs and all that. It's just not happening. So with all that being said, good to pay attention to the crypto market. Good. I look at it as a bullish sentiment because if we're going to get away from it, if it is going to go digital, and we know the CBDCs are coming, that's going to be a big base hit to bring people over to crypto. Because while they go to CBDCs first, they will realize, oh, with this CBDC, I can buy Bitcoin that much easier. I can buy whatever that much easier. I don't need to do the whole banking, cash, whatever. I can just trade it in app, hopefully, right? So it remains to be seen, but I think this is a positive, bullish sentiment that the European Union, Christine Lagarde, is even coming out saying that, yeah, this contactless payment, this is the future. This is happening. So, again, that's all good and well. Let's see. PFC Wales said go to Toronto. They are heavy contactless payments, and the coin thing is artificial, in my opinion. They're going to start after the large. They're going to start after going after the large bills too. I'm with you on that. The coin thing is artificial. Like coins just disappear. I don't get it, but whatever. And yes, I think they're going to start going after large bills eventually. I don't think it's going to happen in the short term because honestly, I think they might go after smaller bills first, to be honest. Only thing about going after some of the larger bills is that they're so noticeable. Once you do it, it's going to have a lot of people shook. Like, can you imagine them just eliminate 100 overnight or the 50 people? What do you mean you get rid of 100? Like, why is 100 not 100 anymore? So I don't think they'll go after the large ones initially, but you're right. I think they're going to go after all cash and coins regardless. I think it's going to be over eventually. The war is won. We always say that. Wire Sparks said decentralized stable coins are what they're fearing the most, of course. Let's see. PFC Wales, the government is the government is paying a hacker to crack a system they didn't create or control. Sounds like a robbery to me. I mean, I don't know no other way to put it. You didn't create it, you don't control it, but you're hiring someone to steal the intellectual property on it. Isn't that illegal? Like, if I were to do that, isn't that illegal? But I don't know. Whatever. We love to piss some people off. Lisa Lee said, so Lisa Lee actually asked, I didn't even see the comment, what do you think about Kraken becoming a bank? I think it's a base hit. All right. I think it's a great base hit and a step in the right direction in a sense of this. The war is over. They keep trying to figure out every little thing they can do to keep crypto out, and they can't. And now the end game for a lot of banks and regulatory agencies are making and getting as much money as they can. So we can't stop a Bitcoin exchange. We can't stop this thing from happening. Fine. Charge them to become a bank, right? You get the bank charter. I am sure, knowing the government, there's probably like yearly dues, monthly taxes. There's something you're paying the government every year to have this bank charter. You're not just getting a free bank charter from the U.S., right? So I think that it's good that they have it, only because as much I don't want to see it, once you do start seeing the Coinbase becomes banks, if they IPO whatever, or the Binances or whatever, if more of these get bank charters, again, this is just going to show that the crypto is safe now for everyone to come into. The U.S. approves it, and more people will actually flow into it. So I think it's good for mass adoption. When it comes to the actual end user in the short term, is it good? No. But again, when we want mass adoption, this is what it looks like. Companies you don't necessarily like Kraken. No one's using Kraken right now, right? No one's using the Action Exchange, but they got a banking charter. This is what it's going to look like. So it's pretty interesting to see. Let's see. Wire Spark said, how are the rappers going to throw them bands in the script club without cash? Hilarious. Look, they're going to be out here just clicking on that phone. I'm going to send you Bitcoin, baby. I'm sending you Bitcoin. I don't know how it's going to work. Tiffany from New York said, every West Indian got a giant Deer Park water cooler jug. They just saving all the change. And my grandma might be a millionaire, LOL. Hey, it's funny you say that. I'm lying. I probably got about 50 or 60 bucks of some change too somewhere. I'm part of the problem, right? All right, that's the show for today. As always, thanks for watching. Going to be back on tomorrow this week. It's going to be a little spicy. So Bitcoin Zay has a lot going on, people. If I would think so, I think he just got a new house out on the East Coast. I ain't trying to tell all his business. He got some other things on the way I'm sure he'll share with you. But he's been running around. I'm running around here. But we will continue to try to do these shows every day. And not possibly may have to go to once a week. We're not trying to do that. Trying to keep on it. But in the meantime, again, if you want some Bitcoin gear, Minho Donahue is the man to go see. I will put the link in the description after this video processes. Again, I got to give him props. These hoodies are super soft. He has shirts, masks, everything. Actually, while we're on right now, let me see if I can pull up the link so you can see some of the gear right now. And you can see some of the good stuff he has. Again, that's Minho Donahue, one of our crypto warriors. Here it is. AD Designs. I'll put that link right now in the chat for you guys. Boom. This is his website. Let me go to this apparel, hoodies and sweatshirts. As you see, he has stuff for babies, women's, kids. These are some cool Bitcoin hoodies. Like, people, you're about to see me in all these. Trust me. I'm going through all of them. These first three are super cool. This is the one I'm wearing, of course. This is a 42 euro dollar hoodie. You got the red ones. And again, those are just some of the hoodies. He has shirts, women's shirts, tank tops. These are some pretty cool hoodies too. I got to get this black one. This is all black one. So cool hoodies, as you can see. Look at some of the women's t-shirts. He has homeware, accessories, all Bitcoin stuff. So again, I would say the material feels amazing, people. Fits good. And yeah, go support one of our crypto warriors for sure. Go check him out. He doesn't have anything for face masks and phone cases. I guess those are coming soon. Let me check out these. Oh, there goes some of the tank tops. Tank tops look cool too. So repping Bitcoin no matter what, where you're at, on the beach or at home. Again, folks, as always, that's the show for today. Thanks for supporting. Smash that like and share, and we will see you all tomorrow with some more Bitcoin news. Cheers.